Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video doing an off-road review with the new Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road. With that being said, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into it. Let's go over some quick things. First off, I have to keep this car in stock form because it is a demo vehicle from Toyota, so that means we've got the air dam on this. The TRD Off-Road does come with all-terrain tires. They are on the softer side. It has Bilstein shocks and a solid rear axle. It comes with a traditional 2-speed transfer case. It's got Toyota's multi-terrain select crawl control and a rear locker. So for our first obstacle, we've got a 33-degree slope, and I think the chin splitter should be fine with the approach angle on this. Four-wheel drive low, MTS set to auto. And I can already tell you right now, right off the bat, and a big part of this is probably going to be tires. This is having to, the traction control system right there had to work quite a bit more than my Land Cruiser. Now I'm purposefully going slow to push the system. Yeah, traction control system's working again. Man, this feels just like the Land Cruiser. It really does. Now I'll quickly go through that obstacle again, but with the rear differential locked, just to see if that's different. Now something to note about these new Toyotas, and just Toyota, or just vehicles with advanced traction control systems in general, when you lock a diff, it means that the braking system is going to be kind of diminished a little bit. Now, something that I see complaints about, I've noticed a lot of channels mention this, Toyota diff locks don't happen fast enough. It's instant. It sometimes takes the screen a second to let you know the diff's locked, but you can see it's instantly locked. So now this means I'm going to have less, I'm going to have no braking for the rear from my understanding, and then the front is going to have less intervention because it has to send 25% power to each wheel on the back. Because again, this is a part-time four-wheel drive system, so center diff is locked all the time. Dragging the back end, and you can see again, instantly unlocked. It's gonna beep for a second, but it's just the system trying to figure out what's happening. So the diff lock actually made things smoother, and the reason being is that was a situation where my front tires had all the grip. It was the rear tires that were losing grip. So if you lock the diff when your rear tires are losing grip, then yeah, you're gonna get better traction. Now, just like the 250 Land Cruiser, multi-terrain select is available in four-wheel high, and that's because Toyota expects you to use four-wheel drive high while you're off-roading for kind of like the middle speed and the high speed. I mean, obviously high speed off-roading, you're always going to use four-wheel high, you're not going to use four-wheel drive low. But even this middle speed off-roading, you're going to use four-wheel drive high for it. Oh, there we go, we already scraped the chin guard. No big deal, it's just sand and gravel, so it's not a situation, but it is something to note just for future reference for me, so I don't accidentally rip it off. Now I will say this engine off-road is lackluster compared to the hybrid version. Just the, again, we're just engine, we don't have any hybrid assist like the Land Cruiser. It doesn't have the same low end, and I'm really noticing it on those hills. The Land Cruiser, I've got so much more torque. Now when it comes to suspension dampening, this is very, very good. I'm not going as fast as I'd like to because of that shin guard, but it's very comfortable, it's very controllable as well. And although this is a part-time four-wheel drive system and I'd rather have what the Land Cruiser has where I can selectively lock the center differential, this is actually quite impressive. I'm able to carry a decent amount of speed through here. I'm gonna have to slow down through this so I don't bang the front. Oh, he still scraped it. It's okay. Not the end of the world. But yeah, I mean, this is hopefully, come on bird, please get out of the way. Why is this, man, some of these birds, it's like, go off to the side. I understand, they don't understand. So here's a good example. This is a great time to pop it into neutral, 4-wheel drive low, stopped, okay, boom. You can see it's very quick with the actuation. Now I'm going to have to, the reason I'm putting 4-wheel drive low is I'm gonna have to turn quite aggressively here. Traction control system's working. Okay, there we go. Got through it. So yeah, this new MTS system is actually very impressive in terms of what it can do. You don't really need to use a differential lock. In 4-wheel drive auto, or not 4-wheel drive auto, multi-terrain select auto, 4-wheel drive low. Getting my stuff mixed up here. I will say, this one doesn't have the sway bar disconnect. It does make an articulation difference. That is something that I'm perceiving. Now, this isn't as exciting as it was in the winter because now the ground's dry, so although I have to get over quite a bit of gravel, which does push the car a little bit, it was more exciting when there was some mud. So I'm actually kind of excited for winter again already, even though it's not even summer yet. Just for the off-roading videos. So the air dam is actually, other than those little high-speed things, actually hasn't gotten in the way of crawling at all. This thing feels just like I mean, it's the same wheelbase, it's the same platform, same traction control system. It feels just like the Land Cruiser in terms of its ability to crawl. Again, the torque, it's good. It just doesn't have quite as much of a low-end shove. I'm actually interested to see the turning radius. With this. Yeah, and I will say, you know, a lot of people have been commenting that, oh, my 5th gen 4Runner could do this, and it's like, yeah, the thing that's nice about this new one is it's a lot quieter with the system and it's quicker to react. And so stuff that might take the 5th gen 4Runner a second to go through, you might have to lock the rear differential. This, you don't have to think twice about it. Oh yeah, the turning radius is substantially, it's not, well, yeah, it's definitely worse than the Land Cruiser. I can just do one crank with the Land Cruiser. So yeah, this is a downside about part-time 4-wheel drive systems versus full-time, well, just not having the ability to lock or unlock a center differential. Now, the control on this is pretty good. This is where a lot of people use hill descent control. I just lock it into first gear and kind of pump the brakes a little bit depending on what I need. I like having full control of the vehicle. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to clear this with the air dam. We'll just take it slow and listen. Should be fine. Because funny enough, because I don't have the stabilizer bar disconnect and I'm fully locked up front with less articulation, that's probably actually propping up the front end a little bit more. Give me a little bit more clearance from that perspective. Yeah, and this thing being lighter than the Land Cruiser, I will say the weight's a little bit easier to control. So that's another plus. And I'm just gonna let this run down quickly. Woo! Suspension can handle it, no problem. So I actually wasn't gonna show this in the video originally because it's not the most exciting obstacle, but when I went through, it actually pushed the MTS system a decent amount. So I want to show you guys here. So this is just loose gravel and it's like a 30-ish degree incline. So I'm just in 4-wheel drive low, auto, and you can see right here, come on. So it's slipping to the side. but the system's trying to figure it out. It's distributing the power. It'll get through it. Just takes a moment. So that's with the rear diff unlocked. And you can see again, it takes the system a second to figure it out, and you just have to do consistent power. And again, that's me doing the throttle. If you set it to crawl control, it's better than you can drive. Sorry, let me close these windows so that it's not wind buffeting on you guys. But yeah, if you set it to crawl control, it's even better with the power consistency, because it'll put a little bit more into the throttle from time to time. Man, I will tell you, this air dam is constantly getting in the way. So again, just press the rear lock, and it's instantly locked. You don't have to sit here and wait. So we'll see if that feels any different, or performs any different rather. Okay, because I did slide quite a bit. Yep, I'm still sliding. I can tell the front end, the back end's just pushing. The front end though, you can tell again with the rear diff locked. The front end is limited in terms of its ability to send traction from one wheel to the other, because it has to send 25 to each wheel in the rear. That was kind of a cool test to show you guys the MTS, and that was just all in auto mode. We are going up in the rock mode. Rear differential is unlocked. At the top obstacle, what I'll do is I'll go through with the diff unlocked, and then I'll go through with the diff locked, just so you guys can see the difference with it. And I will say, this new 4Runner's impressed me, but it's kind of made me realize that the new Toyota product Off-Road so far, it appears that it's just skins. And what I mean by that is, I have a lot of friends that play video games, and they like buy these skins in the video games where their character looks different but the performance is the same. That's kind of what it seems like with the new Toyota SUVs Off-Road. It's like, do you want the 4Runner skin, do you want the Land Cruiser skin, or do you want the GX 550 skin? They'll all get you to the off-roading location. You just look different getting there. In terms of like being able to get up stuff, the GX is definitely the most comfortable out of the bunch with that EKDSS. So this is with the differential unlocked, rock mode, and you can see that was relatively easy. Now we'll quickly reverse down that and then lock the differential. Don't recommend doing this, by the way, off-road. It's just for demonstration purposes. But it is also good practice in case you can't get up something, being able to be controlled. And you can use crawl control and reverse with this, by the way. But yeah, being able to be controlled while you're having to reverse down something, it's always something that's nice to have in the toolkit. Again, press it, it's locked. I keep mentioning that because I see a lot of channels that will say that, oh, the diff takes forever to lock. Yeah, so like no spinning that time, because the traction control system doesn't have to do anything because the power distribution. So it's pretty cool. Well, let us go down just to see how things differ, because it is going to get pretty off-center here. I mean, the Land Cruiser usually picks up a tire. Yeah, there we go. We got a tire lifted a little bit. The articulation overall is not too bad, but again, you always have limitations when you've got independent front suspension. But yeah, I've actually been pretty impressed with the overall articulation of this 4Runner. So in summary, this is objectively better than even the previous gen TRD Pro 4Runner Off-Road. You can fit much bigger tires on this. The traction control system is a little bit quicker to react, just smoother overall. So yeah, it just performs better. Now I am going to be doing a comparison with this against the new 250 Land Cruiser and the Ineos Grenadier. So if you're not subscribed already, I'd recommend you subscribe so you can see that three-way off-road comparison, so we can see how this compares against the hybrid and then with the sway bar disconnect, right? And then in old school off-roader, the Ineos Grenadier is solid axles front and rear, so we'll see how it holds up against that.